name's IC2, originally from Sierra Leone, currently in the UK. And I guess my biggest motivation for wanting to even, think of raising money or reaching out to other people in Ghana in terms of care leavers and orphans is because I myself am a care leaver. I'm actually still technically in the care system. I think I'll officially be out when I'm 25. I'm currently 23. So yeah, I have like 2 more years, technically one. I'm basically done at this point. Yes, I grew up in foster care. I think I came into care at the age of like 13. I think I came into care at the age of 13 or the age of 14. And it's been an interesting journey. One of the reasons that I came into care is because, of course, I moved to the UK, didn't have much care and all of that stuff in terms of adults looking after me. I've never met my biological father, even though, he's in the States somewhere. Never met my dad. I was separated from my mum from like the age of like 6. My mum is from Guinea. So when we moved to Sierra Leone, all of that stuff, never seen my mum from then. So yeah, I've basically gone through life without both my parents present. And it's been quite a hard and a difficult journey. I think it's only in my early 20s that I began to really kind of open up about the realities of like my story. I think I've just always been that happy-go person, never really shared my home situation, never really shared the things I was going through. But of course, as time went on, all the other stuff that I've experienced, like abuse and, all of that stuff, I think I basically got to a point where I really had to face my reality, really had to face these painful experiences. I'm always like, I like to say I'm a happy person, but I'm happy because I pretend to be happy. But generally though, I do smile a lot. I can't help it. I smile. I'm very weird. But the reality of my situation is that I've gone through a lot of painful experiences that I don't share. So over my journey, I think it's only in my early 20s that I've really began to really feel the absence of my parents. I think as a girl, even when it comes to like cooking and looking after myself, even self-worth, self-esteem, like I'm like, wow, I've gone through life without both my father or my mother present, or even like have family there for me. So it's only now in my early 20s that I'm really feeling the pressure of like, you to get yourself together, and so I think that journey kind of just included, or it looked like me really taking the time to understand, okay, like, what does this mean? What does abandonment mean to me? Really allowing myself to feel that pain. And it's been quite a vulnerable and a very humbling experience for me. Currently going through therapy, and it's been interesting, really speaking about how does it feel like, how does it feel to not have my parents there? What are some of the abandonment issues that I'm going through? What's that orphan spirit that I'm dealing with? What's the rejection that I'm feeling? And, these things are not very easy to confront, I have to be honest. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not. Most times I'm questioning whether things will ever get better. That's the truth. But I think one of the choices that I made in regards to looking at my own story and part of my own healing journey is that I made the choice to say that in order for me to really keep going, I have to really understand like what I can do, what I've gone through. And I realized that I'm not the only person that's gone through these painful things. I mean, look, we have our guest speaker today, Deborah, as well, who's gone through her own experiences, even though she's somewhere else across the globe in Ghana. She's gone through her own experiences as well. So I think I really began to really motivate myself and remind myself that I'm not alone, that there are other people that understand my pain, there are other people that understand my hurt. In regards to how I'm feeling when I look at the world and I think, where are my parents, or why is my life like this? And so this Project 22 that I'm doing means a lot for me because, number one, it's taken a lot for me to get to this leadership position to say, I'm going to use my vulnerability to try and help others. I think sometimes it's easier to offer help and support to people when you have healed, or, when you're not really perhaps as connected to the cause that you're doing. But knowing that I'm someone who, I never used to consider myself an orphan because I used to think that orphans are people that perhaps have just lost their father and a mother. But with me, I feel like technically it's like, I don't know where they are. To be honest, my mom could be dead. I don't know, even my dad could be dead. So I think for me, I've had to kind of grieve my parents, their absence, and that grieving process has really been painful for me. And I think what's harder is like, I don't have this thing of where I'm like, okay, cool, my mum is dead, so, therefore I'm grieving her, or my dad is dead, therefore I'm grieving him. I don't know where they are. So I have to grieve them regardless. And I have to be in this position where it's like, if my mom or dad were to be alive, I also have to prepare my heart that one day I might meet them. But at the same time, I have to go through the grieving process and accept that actually they're not present in my life. And yeah, I don't know whether that's a blessing or that's a curse, but it's something I've had to deal with. And so I'll say that the project obviously means a lot to me. Without me talking too much, it means a lot to me because I feel like it gives me the opportunity to give back to people like myself. It gives me the opportunity to find purpose in my pain, and most importantly, it just gives me the opportunity to connect with like-minded people, to connect with others as well who are also doing this work, others that are actually advocating, other people that are not ashamed, afraid of their story or of their past. So yeah, I guess I would say to myself, I'm really proud of myself for taking this choice. I think I've really struggled in terms of accepting this part of myself, and I don't know if I've completely accepted it, but I think I've got into a place where I now realize that actually God is doing a work in me, and I know that I'm still dealing with a lot of abandonment issues, rejection issues, and all of these things. But I know it's not the end. I believe that God takes everyone through a process, and I think I'm going through my own process, and I'm always asking God to help me navigate through this. Like I said, because I know that I'm not completely healed from all of these things I'm going through. To be honest, I don't know if I'd ever heal from the fact that I don't have my parents there and some of the things I've experienced. But I know that the best way for me to keep going is to really be encouraged through the work that God allows me to do, be encouraged through the lives of other people, the community that I have around me. So yeah, that's kind of just what motivated this whole fundraising thing that I'm doing. And in regards to it being specifically from Ghana, that's just because my first foster care was from Ghana.